What's up, y'all? It's Lone Wolf with LW Automotive. So I'm going to start doing some tool reviews today, and today is a special review. So this is a tool that I've used for about the past 8 months, and it is the AC Delco G12 electric ratchet. So this is what we're looking at here today. Okay, you get it in a little box in the mail. Okay, so recently I bought a replacement, and I decided to do a tool review. This isn't because it broke on me. It was a human error, so I screwed up. Okay, so as you can see, this is the G12 ratchet without a battery in it, of course, but this is the G12 right out of the box, nice and shiny. Okay, you can see mine has been through a lot. This is my old one. Okay, so the way this one broke was I was working on a transmission and I accidentally pinned the ratchet between a steep socket and the tail shaft of the bell housing. So as you can see, it will not turn. So the motor still works. I broke the pin inside where it just freely spins and it doesn't lock. So this was a user error that broke this. I opted to use this ratchet until it broke, and I was going to do a tool review, but honestly, I've used this ratchet on numerous, countless transmission jobs, head gaskets, engine replacements, alternators, brakes. Like, I've used it on everything. Okay, and it has gotten me through. There's a couple of things about this ratchet that I did not like. One of them was the pin that sits in here with the handle. It actually almost came out on me on a job one time. Back in, and I ended up cinching it in with pliers and kind of squeezing it in there so it didn't move. So there was 3 things I didn't like about this ratchet, but one of them was actually one, it's like I don't like it, but I do like it. One was that I did like, but I didn't like, was that the battery is really tough to get out of this thing. It's kind of you gotta have some gator grips for hands to get them out, but if you use a pair of pliers, you can just pull the battery out a lot easier. That's what I was doing. So to be honest, really wasn't much of a big deal. It snaps in there real good. The 2 things that I didn't like out of those 2, one was the handle pin, which you can go down to like Ace Hardware or hardware store, and you can buy a pin or use a cotter pin and push it through and pull it and clip it, and it's just fine. So you can, if this pin falls out, you can go find replacement roll pins at any hardware store. They're really cheap. Okay, maybe $1. The one thing that I didn't like that I also found a remedy to was it's really loud. It used to be a lot louder. Okay, the way that I fixed this was I used ball bearing grease, and I just dipped the head in a bucket of grease and ran it, and it lubed up the chain and it quieted it down. I don't know if that's what the manufacturer recommends. That's just what I did, because I do it with my Milwaukee. I do it with other ones. I actually don't even use my Milwaukee or my DeWalt's anymore. I use this in my Avid Power or my DeWalt gun. Okay, and I hardly ever use my DeWalt gun, only when I'm working on personal projects at home. Mind you, this ratchet has been through a lot of jobs. I mean, a lot of my own personal, other people's jobs. I've put it through pretty much hell and back. Okay, in the last like 8 months, and it had no problem. It wouldn't have stopped working. It was my user error that screwed this up, where it backed up to the tail shaft and pinched it, and right when it pinched it, it broke the pin or whatever's in here, and it won't spin. Okay, so when you order these ratchets are really nice, dude. They have about 45 foot-pounds of torque in them. Okay, 100 foot-pounds of max tightening torque by hand. They are really, really nice, dude. I got this off Amazon for I think $66. And it came with a bag of metric sockets, which is nice. I have tons of sockets anyway, but these sockets really aren't bad. I use these ones for small things like brake jobs, stuff like that. Otherwise, I'm using impact sockets. So I use impact deep sockets and short sockets with these generally. And that's just because I used impact all the time. So with this, the sockets are good quality. The only one that I broke was an 11mm socket, and it was on a Jeep of some sort that I was working with. That I broke it, but I broke it on a flex head ratchet, not on the AC Delco itself. So I will tell you that these even comes with a 3/8 to 1/4 step down, and I still use all these sockets from my other set. I just have a whole nother set of sockets with it. I bought a second one. I loved it that much that when I broke this one, I decided to just replace it instead of go with another Milwaukee. I decided that this was a way better application than some of the other ones that I've seen. Cheaper. It has a 1-year warranty. So that was the one thing that I messed up on. Okay, it comes with paperwork. It comes with your books. It comes with everything you need. But there is an extended warranty you can apply for that I didn't apply for, and I was a dummy for not doing that, because I could have broke this and just sent it back and they would have replaced it for me. As far as I know, they'll just send you a replacement on it. That was my problem, okay? And maybe they wouldn't have. They may have not replaced it for me because it was a user error. So they may have just told me, you know, your SOL, you got to replace it. Otherwise, I would have done it anyway. So what this comes with, okay? It comes with your ratchet, of course, okay? Which is really nice. I'll run it. You can, if you watch my videos from the beginning, and even the ones I'm going to be posting after this, I will always use this ratchet on jobs. It's a very nice ratchet to use. So it comes with your bag of sockets, okay? You get a myriad of sockets in it. Here's your battery charger. It's a really quick charger. I have 2 of these now and 2 batteries now. So when it's at green light, that means it's charged fully, okay? And when you plug it in through the mail, it's kind of interesting because both of them that I got through the mail were pretty much like 90% charged. So I dropped this one on the charger. It's in the green light, okay? So they're really easy chargers to deal with. So when you're dealing with it, you literally just pull in, pull out, click in, and it sits red until it's green and it's ready to go, okay? So the one things I can say about these ratchets, the only time that I wasn't able to use this ratchet was really tight spaces where I needed a ratcheting wrench or a wrench to get something out. These heads are so freaking slim that just about any application that you will need when it comes to timing covers, it comes to transmission jobs, whatever you may need, this ratchet will perform for you. And the only times I really needed wrenches were sticky situations with exhaust. So things that I don't use this for are like exhaust bolts, because it doesn't have enough torque to shoot them out, okay? And generally that's because they get rusted in there, the heat's on them all the time. Imagine exhaust bolts. Exhaust bolts, I'm running an impact wrench or I'm running a bar on them or a flex head, something to do that. So the only things I don't use this on are things that really aren't 45 pounds of torque. So you're looking at like engine mounts, transmission mounts. I don't really take lug nuts off with them. That's really not something I use. I use a impact wrench, or I use a breaker bar or a torque wrench. So there's certain applications you won't use this for, okay? So when it comes to simple things, you're doing a head gasket, this is invaluable. You will save so much freaking time and wrench time. You're not even tired. You just let the ratchet do all the work and you're working through it. So you're not wrenching away, you know, wasting your energy on things that you shouldn't be, okay? This thing has been invaluable for me, okay? Invaluable. So you can see, plugging in our new battery, it clips in good. So you can see the difference between this one's a little bit louder, and it's because I haven't greased it yet. Some people may end up spraying like PB Blaster in here and running it. I use ball bearing grease and just dip it in the bucket and run it a little bit, pull it out, and it's good. The one thing I do like is you also have a light. So when you're using it, you have a light that will kind of show you in there. If you don't have, like say you're wearing a headlamp and you can't really see in there very well while you're using it, you can get in there and you can see your bolt when you're turning on it. So you know you're not cross-threading, you know you're not, you know you've got a tight bite on the bolt and you're not having issues. So I will say this wrench has been invaluable to me because I can plug it into a power inverter through the charger in the car and I can just charge it on my way to my next job, whatever I need to do, okay? So one thing I will say is I have not tried out any of their other products, okay? But I can tell you that a lot of these, like the 1/4 inch, looks like it's a pretty freaking decent ratchet, all the way up to, I believe, a 1/2 inch brushless, which I'm probably going to end up buying their entire lineup. Just to be honest with you, I'm that confident in the AC Delco series that I'm gonna buy everything on this page. And this is for a guy that runs mobile mechanic all the time. I'm always out in the rain. I have had this thing sitting in rain, dude, in puddles, at rest stops, truck stops, where I've changed out alternators and starters, timing chains, and it's literally sat in water, like literally sat in, you know, 1/2 inch of water, and I have not had this thing fail on me. And just to be honest, I only used this one that broke on me for about 8 months, okay? But in the 8 months that I used it, I put it through, I mean, I put this thing through carnage. You can tell, look at the difference between them, and you can see I've put this thing through a lot, okay? I've put it through a lot. It's been covered in transmission fluid, it's been covered in oil, it's been covered in antifreeze, it has been covered in rain, it has been put through the test, dude. And I can tell you, for anything that's up to like a 45, 50 pound, foot-pound capacity, this thing, it's perfect for what you need. If you're doing brakes, perfect for it. You're not gonna run them all the way in and, you know, all the way to what max would go. I use a torque wrench on brakes and certain things anyway, but if you're running things in, like even engine mount, say you're putting an engine mount back in and you don't have an impact wrench and you just run a mile-long bolt in, so you're not sitting there wrenching on it for 3 hours trying to figure it out. It takes away a lot of the stress of, I have to, you know, run this bolt out here and here. You just run it in and you're good. So the torque capacity is at 45 foot-pounds is pretty good for a lot of your standard needs that you would use for, say you're doing like a water pump. It's actually, this is perfect. I've used this on Mercedes-Benz water pumps, electronic pumps for BMW. I've used, this thing has gotten me through a lot, dude. A lot, where I had bolts that were in there where I was like, dude, there's no room outside, like there's no room to like click a ratchet, okay? And you would normally need like a ratcheting wrench to get it in quick, and I just ran it right in, and it saved me a freaking 20 minutes of time on one bolt. It saved me countless time. Recently I did a transmission on a Lincoln Navigator 4R100 automatic, okay? And I will tell you that going through that job, it was a lot easier using this electric ratchet than an impact alone. I put the car back together with an impact because I broke the freaking thing. When I had the transmission out, I was swapping the tail housing over and busted the back of it. So I will tell you, there are certain jobs, like I did Suzuki's, Acura's, Ford's. I've worked on German cars with them, and I'm telling you that I've had my Milwaukee, I don't have it on me, it's in my work rig right now, but it has a thicker head on it to where there's certain spaces I can't really get it into. This is perfect. It's a perfect 3/8 electric ratchet. I'm telling you right now, out of all of them that I've used, I've gone through a lot of brands in my life, okay, where I've used a ton of different brands of electric ratchets, pneumatic and electric. This is the best automotive electric ratchet I have ever come across. I swear by this, I swear by it, I swear by it. The 1/4 inch, that would be even better for me, but a lot of the 1/4 inch stuff that I use is really tight spaces, and I have ratchet wheels for them. So I don't really have, per se, a everyday use for them, but the 3/8 and the 1/2 inch, I do. So I will tell you, this ratchet right here is totally worth your money. Okay, so when you end up buying this, okay, go on Amazon. AC Delco Tools sells this directly from Amazon for $66.38. And that's right now with a 5% off discount. But, you know, they have payment plans, they have this, they have that. They don't have like extended warranties that you can purchase off of Amazon. That was one thing. But I will tell you that this was well worth the money. It got here in 2 days. I mean, I got it that quickly. 2 days, okay? Max torque is 45 foot-pounds, 100 foot-pounds of tightening torque by hand, okay? And I'm hesitant to put hand torque on these, just because that's the way I am. I like to baby my ratchets because I want them to last a long time, okay? I've broken Milwaukees and DeWalt's, and it's expensive. To break a Milwaukee ratchet that costs you hundreds of dollars is going to be really expensive. Versus if you accidentally pull a dodo move on a tail shaft and you bust this, $63, $66, and you've got a new one. Plus, you've got your old battery and the charger, and you've got your sockets. So really, a frontline ratchet, you cannot go wrong with this ratchet. You cannot, for a frontline, you cannot go wrong with it, dog. I'm telling you. It has saved me a boatload of time, a boatload of energy, and a boatload of money. I can tell you I have used these on transmission pans, just direct services, even in-depth repairs like head gaskets and pulling blocks and do all of it, okay? And you can see it in my videos. So if you click on a lot of my videos and you watch, you'll see that dang near every job I use this AC Delco ratchet. Almost every single job I use this AC Delco ratchet. Kudos to Amazon for selling this. Kudos to AC Delco for creating it, because honestly, this has been the most practical tool in my arsenal of working on cars every single day in rain, sleet, snow, shine, whatever. It's just been perfect for me. If you look on Amazon, it has 4.6 stars out of 5. Customers say that this cordless ratchet wrench to be a decent tool that works well, with one customer noting it performs like an impact wrench on an alternator pulley, which is true. I have pulled alternator pulleys, I have pulled power steering pulleys, I have pulled a whole lot of stuff off. Not so much like camshaft pulleys that are really tight on there because the engine's been rotating with it. I would use an impact versus this. That's the one thing I would tell you. Certain things that are sprocket driven, like your timing or your camshaft, I would definitely use an impact, although you could probably still get it off with this. I'm not playing with you. But swapping out an alternator, you're going to save like an hour time. And that's wrench and bolts. That's somebody that doesn't have much experience. Okay, so for me, if I did an alternator with basic hand tools, I'm pretty quick because I'm just so used to the motions that I'm built for it. Okay, but with this right here, dude, you own your own car, you do your own car repairs. Having this in your toolbox, you will save so much time, so much energy. I'm telling you right now. So until next time, Lone Wolf, peace out.